Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the Podocasts. Thank you. I know it's a wonderful day. The Podocast is your home for rational crypto news. Oh, watch this. Rational crypto news and objectivity, leaving emotion at the door, talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. We are telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I'm your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortunes. And joining me, not tonight, is the greatest producer of all time, Belle. That's where she would normally be. But Belle wasn't feeling well. She had to take the night off. So I apologize on this one, guys. It's going to be kind of a weird thing. You know, I like to get your questions. I like to get your comments. But I don't like to blow out my rhythm either. So, you know what? I'll struggle through. We'll see what we can do. Here at the podcast, we have a tendency to talk about what others are not talking about and bringing the focus onto use case cryptos because, as we know, these are what drive the market and bring innovation to a world that desperately needs it. The status quo is no longer acceptable. Time for a technological revolution. Welcome to crypto. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you, and all of that. So let's just address the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is actually is right here now. Something bad happened. Apparently, I thought it was Evangard. I thought them declaring bankruptcy would have been the big deal. Now they've been teetering on the brink for a good year, so it's no surprise. But actually, hearing the nails go in the coffin, meaning that they filed, that they actually filed for bankruptcy, it is kind of a thing. It's kind of a thing, and I thought it would have bigger ramifications, but. Apparently, the scuttlebutt is that SpaceX sold 300 million Bitcoin. They don't particularly care about slippage, and the end result is, of course, right there. Now, look, man, I'm not going to dance on anybody's grave. I don't care. If you're a pure Bitcoin maxi over the last 60 days, you know what's happened to you over the last 60 days? Nothing. You haven't made any money. You haven't lost any money. You have coasted for the last 60 days, and you're kind of sitting right back there where you started from. But that's actually pretty good news for the influencers because that means they can just start all over. They can take the stuff that they were saying 2 months ago, take the charts, take everything, and then just regurgitate it and spit it out again. So their content is pretty well written. Round of applause for those guys. I think that's awesome. I'm moving very. We were waiting for the catalyst, and apparently the catalyst hit. Now I've been talking this up for a couple weeks, guys. Look, man, I said the ETFs are gone, man. All right, Bitcoin is held up by philosophy, and philosophy, unless it's economic philosophy. But philosophy of the better world and all that other good stuff doesn't really apply to economics, and it certainly doesn't apply to mercenary capital, who everybody is against you, man. Look, Bitcoin is what it is. It's mercenary capital. That's it. Doesn't do anything. And I'm absolutely right here. I'll debate anybody. It doesn't matter, man. I'm going to win because I'm right. It doesn't particularly do anything. It's neat. It provides jobs. It has the philosophical changing the world type of thing going 50 years from now, man. But I'm long dead. I'm dust by then, so I'm kind of indifferent to it. Now, I did this. I did make a real quick purchase. I keep a lot of dry powder. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before. Just before we went live, we bought $5,000 worth of Atom, and at the end of the show, we will liquidate it. Whatever it is, whatever position it's in, it's going to sit, and we're just going to go ahead and liquidate it because when the market gets crazy like this, it works for me, man. It does. I keep an awful lot of dry powder, and I think the more volatile markets, you really need to insulate yourself, and I insulate myself with cash. I've long been an advocate of diversification, and that includes a really, really fat stack of cash. So if the worst should happen, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong thing. So if the worst should happen, you're positioned to do something about it. But here is where my philosophy breaks down with the majority of the crypto world, particularly the crypto world philosophy. I am in complete short mode on everything now. Everything. Anything that I'm going to buy, even if it's something I do really want to hold, I'm going to buy it for short-term gains, and I'm going to dump it. The market is nuts, all right? It's all over the place, all right? Whatever we thought we know, we didn't know. So I'm going to go into protection mode, but I'm not going to sit here and just sit it out because market sentiment starts to play a factor, and all the buy the dip people. These are my favorite people. Now, I like to buy the dip as much as anybody else, but I'm not going to hold it. I'm not going to hold the dip. I don't care if it's a project that I'm interested in that long. My long terms, I don't touch. My Jackal, my Cash, my Orchid, all of my long terms, I don't touch, all right, because they're not ripe yet. And I'm not going to pluck. That's for you, Stephen, by the way. You don't pluck the fruit until it's ripe, and those aren't ripe yet. So I'm happy to just let them sit there, do their thing. Everything else that I do, all of my shorts, all of this, real aggressive, get the money in, get the money out, move it, move it, move it. All of that is so that I can use that money to buy into my long positions. That's it. That's what I do. That's my full 11 herbs and spices. But you can't be afraid to sell. This is kind of the problem, and what gets so many people buried over here is that you simply cannot be afraid to sell, and too many people are. Once you buy it, you own it. That's it. It's yours. Nobody's ever going to take it. Yeah. And they're never going to clear their position. And when they never clear their position, people like me are going to come in and clear it on their behalf. Meaning that even if you were up, you're now down, you're now even, you're now no longer profitable because we took your liquidity and we exited the position. It's not saying we won't be back. We will. I did 5 different shorts on Adam today. 5. I have no problem doing it. Catching a couple $100 here. That's fine. But it gives me cash to position me for something like this. I understand that this is not the way crypto is done. I get it. I see Twitter. I see YouTube. I understand that this is not the way crypto is done, but it's the way that I do it. And I've been kind of long-term profitable on it, so I'm cool with it. I like to think that my method works. It certainly works for me, and there we go. So that's it, man. We're just going to kind of explore. There's some positions that I'm in that I think it's well past time for me to clear out, so we're probably going to go ahead and do some of those. I'm not expecting many people tonight because the channel itself is kind of on the outs, and people just want to look at charts. But I am more than happy to go through, make some buys, make some sells, showing you what I'm buying, showing you what I'm selling, and doing all of that stuff, and we're going to go ahead and get to that in just a minute. Just a minute. I had the funniest damn Bell found this for me this morning. I want to see if this is actually up here. I'm allowed to have fun too. All right. My money is pretty well cruising along, so I'm allowed to have fun. But this was glorious. I want to promote and demote at the same time if possible. God forbid. I've recently gotten hooked on the dark side of the podcast. That's me. That's me. Round of applause for me. Thank you. I hate this bloke. His attitude, the fact that he always claims he doesn't need our money because he has plenty, but he's such a dick, he won't even pay Bella for all of her efforts and expect the viewers to tip her, etc. But what annoys me the most is the fact that this douche is the most up-to-date regular broadcaster on everything Cosmos. I've learned so much from this person, it pisses me off. And by the way, whoever stepped up, whoever wrote this post, because obviously, man, look, we got a love-hate relationship going here. Sound off, dude. All right, it's one thing to post on Reddit, man. Hit me live. We can have a talk. Out of every 1 hour stream, you might get 3 minutes of actual useful information. I disagree with that. Everything I say is gold. Everything I say is 100% gold. On Cosmos Chains, in between him bashing Bitcoin. And why would I bash Bitcoin? It is such a solid investment, incredibly stable. You just simply don't understand it. And saying he's selling all his Atom to then says he bought 5,000. I did. You saw it. To signaling Jackal and bragging about how he owns so much. That's actually not a brag. I'm in a very, very poor position with that because I own too much. It's a matter of diversification, and I own entirely too much of it. It's just, it exposes me, and it doesn't. Do you guys know what the time value of money is? Are you familiar with the term? Have we ever explained it here, the time value of money? Money in your hand right this moment, particularly in this moment, particularly because of this. The money in your hand right now, right this very second, is infinitely more valuable than the money here that you might have been holding here, even though it seems to be like the same, even though you say, yeah, but it's fine. But the buying power of the money in your hand, when you're talking about time value of money, is infinitely more valuable than what it might be 6 months from now, because you don't know. Too many things can happen. Anything could go wrong. All right, anything could go wrong. This is crypto, and it happens here all the damn time. So the money in your hand, the cash in your hand, the dry powder has a exponential amount of purchasing power when something like this happens. That's why I'm a strong advocate for keeping money liquid, for having something that you can trade, for having a cash position. It is critically important in this. I know it's not, visionary crypto, man, but it is econ zero, and you need to keep a cash position for moments like this. Anyway, I can't keep up with his hypocrisy. Just pay your damn producer if she's that good, and she is good. And this is the most up-to-date Cosmos channel for the ecosystem. It's kind of worrying. CryptoCito needs to start doing more updates and videos. I'm so confused. Round of applause. I thought that was wonderful. And it's gutsy, man, because you're calling me out. I mean, you call me out, man. You do you. But you understand that I win arguments for a living. This is what I do. All right, I win arguments. I will argue either side of anything. I could be easily doing this channel as a Bitcoin maxi, as opposed to somebody who just does not want to get involved in speculative investments. I can go either way because that's what I do, and it's a skill, and I know how to do it. But I have no interest in that. What I have interest in is just showing people what I'm doing with my money. That's it. That's all that I want to do. So, yeah, we're having, it's an interesting day. It's going to be an interesting night. I am very much looking forward what happens when this actually piles over into Asia, and Asia starts waking up, and we get to see what's going on with them. So, it's going to be a really, really exciting time. I'm eager for this. I do have a lot of dry powder, and I have to figure out what I'm going to buy with it. That's usually where it comes down. Now, normally, I would go ahead and I would probably go ahead and just almost everything I make. I mean, like I toss it into Jackal. So normally, I would probably just go ahead and toss it right over into here. But again, I have too much of it, so I have to find other places to put it. Now, lately, all of my APR money for the last week or so has been going here. Has been going right here into Bitcanna. One, I love the project, but the problem with the project is that it is too closely tied to Atom. Atom is LSD'd all over the hell and gone. Market sentiment is gone on this token, with the exception of the Atom Maxis. We have those as well. But market sentiment on this token is pretty much gone because people have looked at it and realized, holy shit, the Emperor, he is in fact wearing no clothes. Doesn't do anything. Now, I've had the arguments, and I get a lot of emails, and people just, they're all hate emails, man. Nobody sends me anything nice. But they just go on and on telling me how, well, I borrowed against it here, I leveraged it here, I did this, and this. But that is not exactly a use case, because you can effectively do that with any crypto. All you're doing is telling me a method, but not why it is superior to use Atom to do this method. Now, you should, because at least it's doing something. But as it sits right there, the token by itself has no particular use case. It is effectively Bitcoin with a limitless supply. That's kind of the issue with it. So am I an Atom maxi? Absolutely not. And that's kind of where it jams me up on this particular token, because it is tied, I mean, brutally to Atom. What Atom does, this token does. It diverged a little bit over the last 90 days, actually. That's actually a real good place to put it, is that it kind of broke away from Atom right here. TJ and everybody got together. They started to figure something out. So it really broke away from it right there. And we'll compare the chart, because you guys know I'm a huge chart guy. If you look at Atom over the last 90 days, it's just steadily declined. But Bitcanna picked it up from right around here, got a nice steady groove to it. I have an awful lot of this stuff, but the reason I have it is because it's just been such a steady token for me. It's been such a steady farm. So again, I can't put my APRs into Jackal anymore. Somebody else is going to have to pick up that slack, all right? Somebody else is going to have to pick that up, because I'm not actually going to be able to anymore. I'm actually pouring it over to here. I do see a comment, BUSD, TUSD, and USDT. Did USDT depeg? Let's take a look. That was one hell of a hit. Yeah. There you go, guys. This is, yeah, I didn't even look at it. FX King, I appreciate it, man. Guys, that should terrify you. That should absolutely terrify the shit out of you, and definitely keep it in, keep you your idea of why we're going to diversify even every stable token. Now, typically, if one goes, they all go. Let's go ahead and walk through them, man. It's always a good wake up. Yep, USDC did it. Actually dipped to 97. Holy shit, that's end of the world type of stuff. By the way, guys, if it hits that hard that fast, that's end of the world. You guys do remember the USDC DPEG. You guys remember that. It wasn't too long ago. USDC, DT, everything DPEG, man, went down to like 85 cents. I have never spent that much money, regardless of slippage. I did not care, but I've never spent that much money that fast in just a single amount of time, man. I was just buying. Give me Adam. Give me anything. Give me anything. I was just taking it all just to get out of these things and clear them. It kind of worked out, because it went down to 85. As soon as it hit 88, I bought back. So I made 12% on stable. But it wasn't, I wasn't being clever here, man. I'm just saying, all right, if I'm going down, I'm going all the way the hell down. That's really all it is. If I'm going down swinging, and I'm going to buy that stuff up. So it did recover, made 12% on USDC. That was actually pretty awesome. So that whole terrifying thing worked out pretty good for me. But this right here, yeah, we don't like this. And when one goes, it should just keep it in mind, man. Look, all of these damn things, when they go, yeah, that ain't good right there. That ain't good. So there you go. BUSD is now stable curious. That's how quick this shit can happen. If you're holding it, you know what? You do you, bro. I don't make recommendations, but wow, 94 cents to currently a stable curious. What is Tron stable? I forget that one. God, I forget which token that is. So we know USDT shit the bed, or didn't shit the bed, but it's not in a good place. USDC, all the stables. Guys, there is so much that goes on in stables. I mean, so much of this market revolves around stable tokens, man, that when you start to see those things wobble, you should shit your pants, man, because that ain't good. That's everybody, lot is going on right now. All right, I'm going to take a real quick short break, guys, because I want to drink, and I don't really want to drink while I'm talking. So if you guys could give me just a minute right now, I'll be back. I'll take a look and see if I have any questions. But guys, 60 seconds. I will be right back. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you. All right, let's take a look at, we got some questions. Monero Dinero, long squeezy on old daddy Bitcoin. Actually, I'm not. I don't know on this one, dude. I like a little bit of stability even in my just a little bit of stability even in my leverages. And dude, all bets are off right now. All right, all bets are off. I would not be incredibly comfortable going long on Bitcoin at this point. Well, I guess it depends, man. If I was throwing 10 grand at it, 10x, sure, we'll take a shot at it. But I'm not right now because I'm actually using my powder for some other things. But yeah, I guess it depends, man. It depends on your philosophical bent. If you think that this is the way, if you think this is the thing, then sure. It's not. I'm not there, man. All right. That is a big ass hit. Stables are shaking. I mean, there's a lot going on, so I'm not real comfortable pouring that in, but I absolutely respect anybody that is Shepdog shorting Bitcoin, Scott. No, actually, I was shorting Adam. That was my big short. I've cleared those positions, but I've been shorting Adam for a good long while now, and apparently it was a very good decision because it's worked out for me. It's kind of funny, man, because I'm like Adam curious now. That's the only way I could really say it, is that I'm shorting it on I'm both shorting it and I'm day trading it. So yeah, I'm very, very familiar with the token. I understand how it runs, the market sentiment, all that other good stuff. So when you're really, really deeply familiar with the token, you can make some plays on it, like shorting it on one position and then buying it up and dumping it on another position. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of ways to play that token, and I've been kind of using all of them. So no, my best short over the last 60 days has been Adam. So there you go. FX King, yes, they were all busted. Microman, the U.S. decision that any business dealing with Bitcana will be debanked is both brutal and deeply wrong, but also not good news for Bitcana. Mixed bag there. Obviously, man, you'd like to see it for growth. But the U.S. is, sorry, man, look, aside from what you see on the news and Twitter and all that, man, the U.S. is Puritan at heart, and this was never going to be a big market. I mean, they were never going to be able to crack through this market. I mean, they're just not. They're fine with pot. They're fine with cannabis and edibles and all that other good stuff, as long as they can get a hold of them and as long as they can tax them. As long as they can control the money that's coming in and out of these things, then they're going to be cool with it. So Bitcana was never really going to get a foothold over here. Now, fortunately, we have Europe, and they are European based, and apparently Europe, they don't care what you smoke, and they don't really care how you pay for it, unless you're in the UK, Microman, unless you're in the UK. So no, I'm not exactly wetting my pants over that decision. It's not going to make me sell my position. So as long as they still got Europe, as long as Europe's still on board, I'm cool with it, and I still think it's a great product. I like what they're doing, and yeah, I'll go ahead and stick with it. Jack Sparrow, because if the USA does not have full control of your money, then what, pray, would they do with their days? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It feels like we're doing an Office Space kind of thing here. What would you say you do here? Yes, they're all going to. That's that's why I'm not particularly worried about the CBDCs there. Oh, it's going to be the end of days. We have that now. All right, it's called a credit card. It's called cash. We already have CBDC, so we're not really too terribly worried about those. TUSD is Tron. Thank you. Let's take a look at. Let me take a look at. Oh, here's another one that doesn't particularly care. You guys understand that this is the stupidest smart contract bullshit that you're ever going to see in crypto. Everything about this gives a black eye to effectively everything. But yeah, it's not down today. It's actually doing pretty good. I've been playing around with a couple of these things. Like this one right here has just been paying me. Well, not this very, very moment, but I've been putting this up there on the Discord because I 2x'd it the day before yesterday. I 2x'd it yesterday. I made a nice percentage on it today. And I've just been dicking around with some of these tokens. And this is an actual token, believe it or not. This is an actual product. It's nothing that I want to be invested in long term. But when you start playing around on this particular DEX, all bets are off, man. Everything is off. Whatever's coming over here, it's going to be just a lot of piling in. It's people don't really care. They see something going up, they're going to jump on it, and there you go. Now, I get up very, very early in the morning, so I'm looking for this. That's it. This is what I do with my fun money. This is what I do with my play money. I come over here and horse around with this. And for those of you who are asking for videos on this, I'll put them on the Patreon, dude, with a disclaimer. All right, for God's sakes, don't do this. Don't do what I do. I can hit and miss. All right, I can miss and miss and miss and miss and miss, and then all of a sudden I get a big hit. But it doesn't really matter, man, because I can take the losses. If you cannot take the losses, do not swim in these waters, man. This game ain't for you. But yeah, between this stuff and all that other and all the silliness that's happening, like over here on this DEX with all these silly Pickle. Look at this. You guys want to see a trail of tears? There's Pickle. All right, at one moment, for one very brief moment here, that was $2.40. Have you ever heard of it? Pickle? Have you? No. Not surprising. Not too many people have, but yet there it is. You're talking about this thing was up almost 200%, man. All right, it was just an absolute monster. So for the moment, but Watch it tomorrow. This is what's fun about this particular DEX. Come over, take a look at it tomorrow, and you'll see maybe what I'm getting at. All right, TUSD. Is that it? Is that Tron? Tron USD. There was something really, really funny. Is that it? True USD? Is that the one? Let me see. I can look at the chart and tell you if that was it. No, I don't think it was that one. There was another. Hang on. Somebody. TUSD is Tron's. Okay, where was it? Because there was a good long while here where this thing was nowhere near $1. I mean, it was running absolutely awful, and it stayed there for like ever. And it was a little bit shocking to me that USDD is Tron USD. Okay, there you go. USDD. Hang on. I want to pull it up. I want to see if this thing actually, yeah, there you go. This thing, I want to see if that thing actually ever really did repeg. 14 days, 30 days, 90 days. Nah, man, this bitch has been stable curious too. Yeah, it's this. This is the part where I was like really, really wetting my pants because that thing was down for months. I mean, for months it wasn't anywhere near it, and nobody seemed too terribly worried about it. I'm like, you understand what a stable is, right? Because that ain't. But I don't know, man. People put blinders on, so yeah, they're more than happy to ignore it. All right, question: what are your favorite pools right now, Scott? Believe it or not, I really don't have any favorite pools. Most of these things are absolute. There's so much risk in it right now. My last couple of really big pools, because I'm mostly cash now, guys. I'm going liquid day after day. Probably my big pools across most of my wallets are actually sitting right over here on Crescent, that particular pool right there. But with the volatility of Atom and how bad it's bleeding and how much the IL is absolutely kicking my ass on this token, I got to pull it, man. All right, I just I can't keep it in there. It's not worth the risk. I'd rather have the other side of this pool. I'd rather have that dry powder and put it to work. I know I can earn a hell of a lot more than $25 a day just with the cash, as opposed to taking the IL risk in this. So these are my last big pools, are probably right here. Let me see. I got a decent pool over here in Silk Wrap Bitcoin that is actually down quite a bit today because we all sort of know why. But that's like some of my diversification. I'll shove it over there into Wrap Bitcoin. I don't own any native Bitcoin. I don't see the point. It's me. I'm not telling you. I don't care. But for me, I don't own any native Bitcoin because I can't really put it to work in a position where I want to put it to work. And I can do it over here nice and cheaply. And let me let you in on a important safety tip. If somebody's holding Wrap Bitcoin, they're not in it long. All right, this isn't it. They're not just doing that. They're seeing it the way that I'm seeing it, as a speculative investment. And if they can make some money on it, something that is more or less stable, then they're going to go ahead and do it. But when push comes to shove, they're out. So I have this on a couple of wallets that I'm over here. Most of is sitting over here. I have a pretty good position on Arai. With Arai USDT, and let's see how bad that thing kicked my ass today. It's boy, it is rough. Let's see. Arai is actually, yep, it pretty much ran with everything else. This has been my most stable pool ever. I mean, that's it. This is the one that I've been. You're looking at a year's time. Over a year's time, the token itself is down 2.8%, but I'm collecting 60 and 70% APRs on this. So needless to say, over a year's time, this thing has served me better than anything else that I've ever had. And, as long as it'll maintain $2 thereabouts, then I'm fine with it. I don't care. Let it maintain $2. I'm good. I harvest it every day. I take the money. I put it into Jackal. I put it into, well, not a cash anymore, but I put it into Jackal. I'll put it into Orchid, so I'll move it into something else. Those are kind of the pools that I'm favoring. I won't pool anything on Osmosis. As a matter of fact, yeah, that's what I got bonded on Osmosis, is right there. It's $636, and I don't even know what it is. Okay. I have 200. Look, Bitsong, huh? Why am I liquidity? I'm not even bonded. All right, let's remove that liquidity. Hey, we'll get some money out of this today, huh? Yeah, I didn't know I had it in there. I don't even know what it's doing there or why it was bonded or what. I have no idea. All right. So let's see did we get that back? Yeah, we did. All right, let's get rid of that Osmo because you know what? I'm not judging. You do you, man. If you believe it's the future, you go for it. I simply do not. So if I get a hold of any of it, it turns into this real quick. There you go. I'll tell you. You know what? Let's do that. I wasn't supposed to have that. I can't. God, I can't. I have so much. You know what? We'll do it this time. Because the slippage is like absolutely nothing. And I see a hell of a lot more upside for Jackal than I do for Osmo. So we'll worry about that in the future. And BitSong, what are we going to do with that? What is BitSong doing? That was my little, I was going to I took a little flyer on that this morning and I hit my low end in this in about 5 seconds. So yeah. Oh, look, it's still up. Hey, look at there. All right, we'll hold on to that. We'll see what it does, what we do with that tomorrow. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not going to pull anything else on here. I can't take the lock-ins. And we had a good discussion actually going on this on the podcast Discord, as a matter of fact. We were talking about talking about lock-ins. And now I've been for a year saying stay out of lock-in. Don't lock up your money. Don't do it. All right? It was a very excellent idea for the DEX. It's a terrible idea for the investor. It is a terrible idea for the investor because it just locks up your money. So why would you want to do that with this kind of volatility? And when I say volatility, I mean this. Why would you want to take your funds, lock them up for 14 days, and hope it works out? Now, the message a long time ago was they're actually doing you a favor because you can't make a mistake if your money's locked in. You can't actually, panic sell or get emotional or anything like that. But what you're actually doing is locking in any loss that you may or may not be taking, and you're just kind of going along with it. You're cool with it. Yeah. Take care of my money for me. It's a dated mechanic. And it really has no purpose anymore, in my opinion, except for somebody like Osmosis, who literally cannot survive without locking their money in. Because if they did lock your money in, then if they did not lock your money in, then they're going to go ahead and just have a real good time with it at your behalf. And there you go. All right, our Atom purchase. We're down $8, guys. Come on, man. Happy thoughts. People need to start buying this stuff. Daddy needs to get his short done. Okay, so let me see. Any updates on my UNCX video by Scott? No, sir. I didn't get it yet, but I absolutely will. I promise you, man. I told you I'm going to get to it. So I've just been busy today. Today was a shortened day. I mean, it was absolutely wonderful. Osmo, because of that little thing that just happened to pop up. It shocks me a little bit to this day how many people don't quite fully understand liquidity pools, how they work, what they do, and everything else. Because today everybody was aglow with, look at Cosmos. Everything popped off. Everything's going. Oh, my God, aren't you glad you're in the Cosmos? And amazingly, it only happened because of that little pump right there. All right, that's what actually did this, was Osmo going up and reaching almost 51 cents. Now, everything over here is tied into this liquidity pool, or tied into Osmo. So the biggest DEX in all of the Cosmos is actually sitting there on Osmosis. The bulk of all liquidity in this is sitting in Osmosis, meaning that every other DEX out here, every other DEX that effectively exists in the Cosmos does not have as much. Let me see. I'm looking for one particular pool here, guys. Yeah, almost everything over here in the Cosmos does not have as much liquidity as that single pool right there, that Atom Osmo pool. So everything else total does not have that much liquidity in period. They don't. So when that token moves, everything moves with it. And all of these are pools that are going to be affected by this up and down the board. So as the Osmo goes up, the AMM is going to kick in, and it actually seems to simulate buy and sell pressure on whichever token you happen to be holding. So easy enough to show this. If we look at that very pump right there, see that Osmo pump right at that very moment? Let's take a look at Jackal at the same time, because I'm always going to come back and reference Jackal, and you say, oh, yeah, that was the pump, almost matched it. And I mean, I can go up and down the board here, and you're going to see that this thing, everything else out here went up effectively the same amount, the same time, the same everything, because this is the way AMMs work. This is the way liquidity pools work. This is the way all of these things work. So it gives people a little bit of a delusion that their token is suddenly booming off. It's like, oh my God, look at my token. Everybody's buying it. No, they're not. Nothing really changed on it. It's just that the pairing up there increased the overall value of the pool in A, B, C, and there you go. So for Bitsong to actually spike up that high with $7,000 worth of trading volume, it didn't. I mean, it's just the way, it's just the way an AMM works. Yeah, Jackal, $29,000 worth of trading volume, and that's not enough to move that. Not that percentage. It simply isn't. The other thing that did it is the other side of the pool. That's why people need to understand AMMs. So there we go. Question: any thoughts on CoinStock? No, sir. I have no particular thoughts on CoinStock. I'll look into it, man. I understand. Somebody's asked me this more than once, so I will certainly look into it and take a look. FX King: what to do with cash? It's all in stables, so how to keep it? Well, I diversify my stable tokens. I'm in Gravity Bridge, Axelar, USDC, USDT. I mean, I'm spread everywhere. So that's nice because if there's one single shock to one particular system, then maybe I can be a little bit insulated from it. But as we just saw 10 minutes ago, flipping through those charts, for the most part, it doesn't matter what stable you're in. When they go, they all go. And there's simply not going to be a lot of saving them. So it really doesn't matter. For me, I'll move it around. It's easy use so that I can trade on different exchanges or buy different tokens or whatever the hell I'm going to do. But again, I'm not in any of this stuff long anymore, man. Aside from my big, long tokens, there's simply too much risk for what's going on, the volatility of the market. And I'm sorry, man, like people still whatever was holding up Bitcoin just disappeared, man. It disappeared as soon as the SEC came out and said, nope, 2024. That lost market sentiment, and it got shaky. So people were looking for a catalyst. So then we have the big sell-off today. There's your goddamn catalyst, and now where's your market sentiment? Now, it did do something good, believe it or not. We talked on... I just jumped on Araya right now. Dude, please don't do it because I do it. Please. I know you don't, man. You guys are all adults. You can make your own damn decisions. I just don't want somebody coming back. Scott said Araya's a good buy. I did not. I said that over the last year, it's been real good to me, but I don't advocate for anybody to play in that because the Araya token also does not have a lot of use. There's not a lot. I mean, it holds up the Araya ecosystem, which effectively has nothing in it. A couple of little games, a decent AI Oracle. They do have a decent Oracle, but aside from that, man, there's no way that they should be able to hold the valuation that they do on that chain. That's my magic internet money right there. Araya is absolutely my magic internet money, and it just keeps feeding me, man, so I stick around. But yeah, that's kind of it. All right, what are your top 3 RWA tokens like True, Rio, Maker? Let me take a break, dude. I got to wet my whistle. I want to smoke my cigarette here a little bit. I don't have a bell to look through this stuff. So give me 60 seconds here, guys. Let me wet it. I'll come back, and I will take those questions. But I do got to move some money around too, guys. So please give me just a little bit of a break to do some of that stuff. Guys, 60 seconds. We will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And for the folks who despise me, I know because I see your emails and all that stuff. I know that just makes your skin crawl every time I say that, and that's why I say it. Just so you know, just so that we're perfectly clear. I'm allowed to have a little bit of fun out here, too, and that's kind of one of the ways that I have fun. All right, new type. What are your top 3 RWA tokens like True, Real, Maker? I'm not into a lot of them. I love the idea. I really do. I love the idea of real world assets. I think it's great, and I think these things should be tokenized. I think it's God, Mirror Protocol. Mirror was great at that. I mean, as much as we're not allowed to talk about Terra because we all remember what happened there, man. But Mirror was excellent. Mirror Protocol, as far as RWAs, was fantastic, man. I mean, it was neat. It was all a Fugazi, obviously, because it's not here anymore. But yeah, that was I spent more damn time. I spent more money there. I'm actually go Netflix, go, man. It was actually absolutely wonderful. There we go. Oh my God, Ned, I remember this guy. ARAM, I'm back. I heard you've been talking bad about AMP. What you don't like pancakes? Put me on your show so I can show you why AMP will succeed. Sure. Hit up Bell, dude. We'd love to have you come on, but you gotta know, dude. You're up way past your bedtime if you want to come up here and talk shit about that thing and that goddamn token, man. Oh, that was funny. Let me see if I can pull this up. Somebody was giving me the business actually on my channel, and it's nice if you guys know what you're up against. And I have a tendency to know what I'm up against because I know what I'm talking about. And it was actually let me see. I have to change it over here. It was actually this guy. I don't know if he got back to me. Here you go. Let's all share it with the group here, man. This is what I deal with, by the way. And this one was from Eric. I wonder if that's actually ARAM, because if it was, dude, you can just come on and just say whatever, dude. I'm cool with it. Hang on. I'm on the wrong screen here, guys. I want to make sure I see what I see. Okay. Sure. Just brush off the decent news that testnet was launched. Let's just focus on the pancakes. You guys are familiar with what happened with this shit, yes? Yes. If not, I got a video. And I thought I was reasonable. Testnet for what? What is the testnet doing? What's it for? What is the project? Be specific. And I'm guessing you didn't watch Tyler actually speak, sir. During his opening statement, he mentioned that Ampere testnet just launched. Are you listening up, ARAM? You should really listen up, dude, because you did open this can of worms, and I think we should just dig to the bottom. Now that it was not that it was launching, but that it is launched. So yes, he's delivering. This won't age well. And you mocked Tyler for the collateral comment, but the XRP guy was a moron. XRP. What do they know about payments? What do they know about remittances? Clearly, he's a moron because XRP. We don't need anything to do with that one. And I said, yes, I did watch it. I watch it so other folks don't have to. You're welcome. I'm asking you, what is the Ampera protocol? What does it do? What is its purpose? Be specific. It's launched on testnet. Surely you know what it does. Wow, you're clueless. Ampera protocol makes pancakes. They're testing out different pancake batters. So you have no idea what it does. You're just very excited. Very excited for testnet. Obviously, Tyler and Bubby have stated plenty of times, including at the Futurist and Legends for Legends, on what the Ampera protocol is. You do not need a random anon YouTuber to explain to another YouTuber what it is when you can go to the source. Simple logic. And I said, well, you tell me. Why don't you tell me what you think it is? You're excited. You came to my channel. You started busting my balls. Surely you know what it is. And, yeah, he kind of lost it there. I'm giving him an out. I did give him an out. I absolutely gave him an out. But he said they say the same nonsense about Flexa. Oh, what does Flexa do when there's clearly information? See, dude, here's the difference, babe. I know what it does. I've been covering this project for years. Since its inception, I have been there. I am the OG on this particular thing from the reporting standpoint. I know everything about this. You came in, you wanted to smack me around, and I asked you simply, what does it do? And you don't know. This is what this is what I deal with, by the way, guys. This is my every single day on this channel. Anytime I talk about this at all. New type. Yeah, I profited greatly with Mirror Protocol by using them to long AMC. Good times. It was, dude. You got to remember, man. God, that was the heyday. That was just 100% awesome. God, man, we were shorting stocks, man. I remember that. Netflix, Microsoft, basically Apple, any of the big dogs. We could all come in there and just go savage on these things with effectively no accountability and no tax reporting. Let's be real, new type. You do it for the same reason that I do it, because there really is no trail. Now, we'll report it. You bet. I report everything. All of my gains, all of my losses, 100% reported. But maybe we don't do them all. So that's why if there was anything that needs to come back from the Terra network, it would be Mirror. They need to, somebody, come on, guys, it is right there, particularly in a time like this. Because even though Bitcoin just absolutely shit the bed on us, everybody here could see it, Microsoft did fine. So if I would much rather have my money tied up over in real world assets right now than purely speculative assets. This just seems like it pops out of a slot, and nobody wants to rebuild it. They just want to do level ones. They just want to do silly stuff. They just want to build new dexes. They just want to do anything but something that's actually reasonable and rational. That you could literally sit here, stand this up, and just make money on the trades, because people who are going to come over here, older investors, myself, new type, FX King most likely, that we're going to come over because we are familiar with these products. We know what these products are. This takes the mystery and the illusion out of it. We're just trading it in a digital form on blockchain instead of trading it in a digital form on some damn stock exchange. That's the only difference, is that we're doing it here. We're in control. We have privacy and we can do our own business. That's the difference. So if anything really needs to come back from that entire Terra collapse, man, Mir, come on, guys. This one just pops out of a slot. L.A. Ramon, at ARAM, what do you know about AMP that those of us who invested when it was still Flexa token? Nothing, dude. He comes over and harasses me, and that's fine, dude. I mean, I'm kind of a big I'm kind of a big target. Nobody really talks about this anymore. And when you're the last guy standing, and I am the last man standing, you're going to get the business from the from the poor bastards who were invested in this for so damn long. We opened it up. Let's all take a look, and you can tell me how I got it wrong. I'm fine with that. Please tell me how I missed this. How did I miss a token that has this kind of a chart? This is only a 1-year chart, guys, and it was under a penny a year ago. Let's look at the max. This is the Trail of Tears. Is right there, man. All right. I've been 100% right about everything I've said about this. It's smoke and mirrors. Whatever you think is going to happen ain't going to happen. You are the most gaslit community that I've ever seen. I am your advocate. All right. I'm on your side. But you guys have turned vices into virtues at a level that I've never seen before. I mean, it is literally impressive that you guys keep up with this, man. Hats off, dude. Good for sticking with it. But eventually you're going to have to get objective. You're going to have to get rational. You're going to have to look at it and say, boy, I fucked up on this. That's what you need. New type. Yeah, I remember the rumors that Robinhood was going to buy Mir Protocol. So many good memories. It was... dude, that's a huge miss. All right, in my opinion, I know you guys just want to see the Bitcoin chart. We'll pull up the Bitcoin chart. Yeah, it was a huge miss, man. They absolutely missed on this one. If there was anything that I would 100% get behind, it would be somebody doing that, assuming that they did it correctly, assuming that they were nice and open source. We can track it. We can track the code, because there's a lot of opportunity for malfeasance in something like that. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking for as far as an investable financial product. That is specifically what I'm looking for. So if anybody else sees anybody doing this, please hit me up. All right. There's a lot of tokens out there. Tell me where they are. Let me go out there. Let me get to work. Anything that I make, because I didn't know they were there, but anything I make, 10% of it gets kicked back to you. Thank you for doing the diligence on my response. L.A. Ramon, that's exactly my response to ARAM. AMP is doing nothing as of now to advance itself above the competitors like Cody. Yeah, man, Cody stepped far and away from these guys. I mean, it's not even the same sport. I'm not sure. I honestly, I don't understand how they keep the community that they have, man. Again, every single time it's a big deal, and they just smack them across the face. I don't understand how people keep sticking with this one. But it's crypto, and when you don't understand some of the basics, some of the econ basics, things like time value of money, things like sunk cost bias, things like the fallacy of division. When you don't quite understand any of these things, it's real easy to get a community in, bottom them out, make sure that they're stuck, make sure that they're beat down, work against them, and just keep them in. For the life of me, I can't understand why anybody's sitting in this thing, man. That thing is absolutely wiped out. And I'm an advocate. I think it's a neat idea, but it's never, ever going to it's never going to do what they think it's going to do or what they're telling you that it's going to do, man. That thing is absolutely beat up. Shepdog, I got an amp way back after hearing Spalding speak on it, and pretty damn disappointed. Because why would you be excited about this one, man? I mean, it is brutal. Now, don't get me wrong, I still short it. I'm still that guy. Whenever that I'll look for it low. I'll buy, 10, 20 grand. When it goes up, I'll take my 5-10% and I'll walk away from it, and I'll do it over and over and over, and I'm going to continue to do it because they lost control of their token. They lost control of their token. All right, there's entirely too much liquidity out there. Your capacity is monstrous, and you guys lost control of your token. And when you lose control of your token, you set yourself up to be just absolutely day traded, shorted, ravaged. All right, the mercenary capital shows up. We're going to scoop it up. We're going to dump it on your investors, and we're going to do it over and over and over. It is not our fault. We didn't set the conditions. You set the conditions. We didn't lose control of it. You lost control of it. AMP is a crypto. That's all it is now. It is 100% a crypto. Shepdog. I got, or did I read this one, man? I'm sorry. Yeah, I did, man. I got like 4 copies of this thing here. Microman. Not financial advice, of course, but can small investors with little capital still make money? Or is the best thing to shove it into Jackal and Bacana and wait? Seems like most crypto projects are nowhere near profit. I'm going to go big screen on this, dude. It depends. All right? Look, man, it depends. Now, you want to talk about not financial advice? For the love of God, don't do what I do, man. Because, again, I can hit and miss. I can shoot and miss. I can do it over and over and over, and I still have capital so that I can try and try and try again. If you have very, very little capital, you can do it, but you're going to have to be amazingly careful, man. We're talking surgical, all right, where my percentages that I'm looking for on a short are maybe 5, maybe 10%. 5% is fine with me. You're going to be looking at 2 and 3% because that's it. You cannot expose yourself. When you don't have a lot of capital to back up whatever your buy and sell is, you are going to have to insulate yourself from it. You're going to have to insulate yourself from the losses, so you're going to be playing very, very, very small ball. Now, small ball takes forever, but it depends on your risk tolerance. If you could start with $1,000, and we're going to be doing that, by the way. The audience requested that I take a $1,000 wallet and see what I can turn it into. And I have made my choices. The wallet is set up. It's sitting in USDC right now, so it's still $1,000. But we're going to do it 2 different ways. I'm going to I can't LP in this market, man. I can't. It's going to get just absolutely burned off trying to LP it in this market. So one of them is going to be a aggressive day trading wallet. I'll show you the trades. We'll make the videos. We'll put them out, see how it works out. And one of them is going to be a very, very, very careful and deliberate type of trading. So we're not going to be making 30, 40 trades in a day on that one. We're going to be making maybe 1 or 2 a week. And, we're going to just check them out, see how they do so that I can actually put the videos out and get it done. And I am going to address one more thing because before I go, and this is in response to, again, some of the comments and questions that I got. It was put out that, yes, I talk about Cosmos a lot, and I talk about what I'm doing in it, and I have a deep familiarity with all the projects in this thing. But why, and here's what he said, I'm simply the most informed Cosmos YouTuber. That's what he said in there. That hurts too, man, because many people would disagree. But he's actually right. I am. I'm very well informed in the Cosmos ecosystem, but the reason that I'm very well informed is because I am a Cosmos investor. I'm not an influencer. I'm not a hyper. I'm not any of those things. I am a Cosmos investor. And when you have skin in the game, and you guys see my skin, I show you I got nothing to hide here, man. You guys see my skin in the game. And when you have skin in the game, it's not it's the difference between playing a game and playing a game for money. And when you are playing a game for money, if you've ever made a bet on a game of pool, a game of anything, if you've ever made a bet on it, and I want you to think back to that time when you were absolutely laser focused on what you were doing right there because you want to win the bet. This is what I do. This is what I'm doing in Cosmos. This is what I'm doing over in Arbitrum. This is what I'm doing on Thor. This is what I'm doing on all of the different places that I do business on because I have skin in the game. And when you have skin in the game, you are going to focus. And that's what I do. So, yes, if I'm turning over rocks, digging through nooks, crannies, and if I'm asking an awful lot of questions around anything that I'm investing in because there's a reason, because I'm investing in it. I'm not just talking it up. I'm not just trying to get views. I'm not trying to do any of that shit because I don't care. I am paying attention to it because it's my money, and I like my money, and I care about my money. So I'm going to continue doing what I do. I'm going to continue doing it the way that I'm doing it because, again, I am walking the talk. I understand that's not really what you do in crypto anymore, but it's what I have always done. Anyway, guys, that's just about it for me on this one here. You know what? Let's go ahead and let's clear the position. I told you I would do it. Let's get a refresh because I think I'm down on the little bit of Atom. We are down $79. Let's go ahead and dump that. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that one. This was not my most profitable stream because apparently I'm also down $79 on it. Yeah, we're just going to dump it plus the $18 that it's going to cost me to make this swap. But it is what it is. I'd rather lose $100 on this than deal with the overnights. I'm not going to deal with the overnights on anything on this, by the way, guys. I am clearing virtually the bulk of all of my positions are cleared right now. I am not going to sit through the overnights on this one, man. I have no idea how Asia is going to react. I don't know. I don't care. But right now I know that $5,000 investment turned into a $4,900 investment that is safely tucked away because I'm not going to sit there and sweat all night wondering what's happening to it. You know, if it's still in a position that I could invest in it tomorrow and just short it all day, I'm going to go ahead and do that. But right now, I'm not. I am going to take a look at this Bitcoin. I might put in a long position. If I do, it'll be a $5,000 long position, and it'll be a 10x, and then that's it. So if it works out, I'll bring it to you. If it doesn't, you know what it is, what it is. Appreciate you guys joining me tonight, man. I really do appreciate it. The channel's on the slide out. We've been going down for a good long time, but we've been doing these live stream rushes and just kind of sticking to money because, you know, it's a scary time right now. And if you guys want my viewpoint, I'm happy to show it to you. Questions or comments, anytime. Scott@thepodcast.com, guys. I answer any and all. Ram, hit up Bell. I'll give you some screen time, dude, if you really want to come on. But just... dude, don't do this to yourself, man. I mean, don't. It really doesn't matter whether you're right or wrong. It matters that I know how to argue, and I'm going to win it, all right? It doesn't matter what we're talking about. I'm going to smack it. I'm going to smack you around on here. But if you really want the pain, yeah, come on in, man. We'll get you set up. Again, Scott@thepodcast.com. I answer any and all. And until next time, guys, which should be tomorrow. I might go on at lunch. But, yeah, until tomorrow. Please stay safe. Please be smart with your money, guys. Cheers. We are dropping new videos and podcasts every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And be sure to look for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Parler at ThePodocasts.